Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the newest session of Odoo Insider, tech session AMA with me, Emanuele. I think I will give you some time to prepare some questions. I already have some that I can already answer, but I want to wait for a little while to see if you have something more. In the meantime, just before the live, I had a little thought that came to my mind because now it's like 6 years since I've been working for Odoo, and there was a very cringe moment when I started, and I want to exercise that just because it just came to my mind 2 minutes before. So I think they do it even to this day. When you start here, they ask you to prepare a little message where you, I don't know, like you introduce yourself to the company or, well, to the department, whatever. And I don't know why, in my email, I wrote, "Hello, dudes," which is not something that people say, I would say, I think, because that's so cringe. And it just before I got so cringed out of by myself that I wrote like, "Hello, dudes," to everyone. But yeah, that's very stupid that I got cringed. So I have already some questions. I think we can start from one from some time ago, I would say. The person's handle was Hussein Salah 6747. And the question was, how can I inherit the amount residual field in the measures of the invoice analysis pivot report? So this is, I think, a good start. So let's start to have a look, and I need to install, let's say, accountant. Let's start from that, accountant, and let's go. So the amount residual, we can also check it on the Runbot in the meantime, is a field that should measure, and I will do this in 19, but I assume it's very similar in 18 and 17 and probably 20. I don't think it has been changed for quite a while. So there's a field. So if I go in accounting journal entries, there it's both at the journal entry level and at the journal item level. And I don't know if it's visible here, no, but I can make it visible. Existing field, amount residual. So I put it here. Yes, so the name is amount due. Well, this field will decrease, so let me try to do it. If I open this invoice and I click on pay, the customer invoice pay, create payment, in payment, and I receive the payment, validate, and then, well, I should then have also the transaction. I think I can do it manually. Bank. I want to create a new, write a label, because I need to match it. I hope I have a payment reference. Here it is. So we'll do write a label, and the partner is new customer, and the amount, well, let's say 10,000. It's not a full amount, but okay. Add and close. So now we have the payment, and then I should be able to reconcile with, is it this one? I hope so. Select, and now I guess, yes, well, it has been paid. I didn't do it properly, but you see that if I refresh, the line has been reduced. So what Hussein probably wants to see is like how much they have to pay, and in this report, which is the invoice analysis. So under accounting, reporting, management, invoice analysis, we have a list of measure. We have the untaxed amount, average price, inventory value. What we need to have now is the amount residual. So I think it's a pretty fair question. This one hasn't started yet. I'm quite surprised. accountant. I guess that I have somehow of an issue. Drop DB Odoo Insider accountant. Yeah, it's not working. Log. Okay. Enterprise git log. Okay, so it should be good. Let me shut down VS Codium. Okay, I have no idea why it's not starting. I just need to wait. But basically, the concept is we already saw it, and you can already find it in Odoo Insider. Some time ago, we created a module called sale order graph. Where was it? This one? No, it was not there. Yes, it was here. Where we error loading page. Okay. Is it starting? Nope. Okay, can just Odoo bean shell and then okay. The config file. Oh wow, this is completely, oh no, okay, my bad, this is wrong. I was missing a dot. Let's see if now it works. If it doesn't work, I have no idea what's going on. Sorry, I need to investigate this issue and then we can continue. pipm shell, which Python. Okay, so this is good. That should be good. I just pulled the Odoo before and I'm afraid that I might have either missed something. Moving, checkout, moving from 19 to 19. Fast forward. I think I can just take this one. Git reset -r. And then let's do the same in enterprise. I might have pulled either the wrong branch or something similar. In any case, what I'm doing is I'm unscrewing what I did. Git reset -r and see if that will make it work. So now I go back inside in my Odoo Insider repo and let's try to start Odoo manually. Okay, now let's start from here. I have no idea why it's not starting. Let me try in another version. I hope I don't have to do something heavy like restart my computer, because that would be awful and that's not a solution, obviously. So I will have to do something here on the side. I have to test a customer database to see if it works. Yes, that one works, so there might be some differences between the two, and I cannot show you this part because it's I cannot, but probably I have some slight differences in the command. 19 Odoo Insider user bname It's using the wrong Python version, because here I have another build Odoo conf env, which is an environment that it shouldn't use. So I guess I just set up the wrong one, and I think I did some updates recently that might have messed it up. So now I'm checking my configuration files one by one to see if there is any difference. So integrated module, Odoo Insider, dev config. So far so good. It's like, which Python? I think that this one is the same, right? Virtual envs, Odoo Insider. Yeah, it seems pretty okay. Configurations. I'm comparing them. So far they are the same. They are the same exact thing. Init, run db. Is it the same? Well, let me maybe switch. Init modules. And if this one works, I will just keep this configuration. Nope. Let's do something. Remove pip file, and I think there's a way to remove I want to remove the virtual environment and recreate the VS Code configuration, because I'm afraid that this one might be broken. Okay. Is deprecated. Okay, pipenv remove. But okay. So now I have another tool, which is open folder, open recent. Sorry, I think I will show it to you because it's a pretty safe environment. Actually, let me open it from the terminal, because I don't want anything propagated. Projects. Build AutoConf project. Okay, so I have this a little template, which is very similar to the one that I published, and it's called Build AutoConf. It is just used by me to create a virtual, VS Code configuration or Codium configuration and a virtual environment for a project. Let me just verify that I have the command here. I move it because otherwise it's difficult for me to read. And I'm almost done. Okay. There are things that I want to change in this command, but basically you run it like this. You say, okay, Python OdooConf 19.0 Odoo Insider. This one creates a virtual environment. That's okay. And it should be in 3.12. That makes sense. And now if I go Codium one level above 19 Odoo Insider, I should have a VS Code and then a Odoo Insider workspace. So now I can finally start over, and let's see if now something changed and it worked, but I have some doubts. pipenv shell. Okay, which Python? Perfect. Let's go in Odoo. This is more or less what you need to do when you start Odoo. P3 install -r requirements. I need to install the requirements in case they are not installed yet. We're almost done. It shouldn't take long because I already installed, and everything should be cached. Perfect. So now I can try to see if it runs. Oh yes. I have no idea why. Probably I did some updates in my configuration that I didn't backport to Odoo Insider, and it was not working anymore. But now we can finally start. In the meantime, there's a new question from Razan. Hello, can we have a more customer-oriented interface in CRM rather than quotations pipeline without customization? I would like to ask you exactly how you would like it to be, because customer-oriented interface, do you mean like something that the customer would fill in, or something that you would present to your customer? How would you like that to be? And based on that, we can think if that's doable or not. I would say out of the box, maybe you would require some developments in any case. Now I should have my local host, admin. Let's also install the demo data. So now there's also another question. This is a little bit delicate, so I need to think about it when I answer. So there's we are working on the Odoo implementation in the past on the past 18 months. We have a big consultancy issue. The available Hungarian consultants, who are your contracted local partners, are incapable to provide us a proper professional consultancy on the manufacturing module. Can you please give us a contact? We can do something. If you write down your name or something similar, I can check with the either partner managers or people like that, so that you can get the proper help that you need. Maybe if you need local people that are more experienced on the manufacturing module, we can ask, but you need to give us a way to help you. Or you can still go on odoo.com and contact the help desk. So in odoo.com help, you can either start a live chat or directly create a ticket with the help form. You send a message and maybe you can ask for a specific help from there, and you will be redirected to the proper person. Or you need to contact your salesperson that is responsible for your project and for your Odoo subscription. But generally, like the manufacturing module is not that easy, so I understand that it might not be. If someone is new on that module, they might have problems. I probably would have a problem myself. So yeah, contact them as I suggested, and hope everything turns good for you. Someone asked to recap. Recap. I had issues with the my Odoo local Odoo. I couldn't start it, and I spent 20 minutes to do that. That's the recap. Nothing is super exciting. I'm sorry, so far. But now finally we have Odoo up and running, and now we can go. Let me also install the demo. Now where are the demo data? There was a way. No, I had a command here for that. Task, run task. Continue without scanning. Yes, is it out? I just want to get the demo data installed. And all right, let's wait for a second, and this one will be done. And now I think I can start. No, I don't want. I want the accountant module installed, and with the demo data installed as well. So if we are good, we should be able to get the accounting module to have some proper invoices, and then to see how to do it. The change itself is not super complicated. But it's nice to see it. So I will move a little bit forward, and I will say that I want the so invoice analysis amount residual. So this is the name of the module that I will create. I don't want this one, and I want a new file, init, and then new file, a manifest. This is, I think we did it, this is probably like more 14th time doing the doing Odoo Insider, so probably this is the 12th time that we saw me creating a module from scratch. Manifest, let's do completely from scratch. So we need a name. Is this done? Okay, cool. Right, I don't know why this one wanted to be there, but let's do it. Name amount residual in invoice analysis. We have depends, we have a dependency list. Is it called depends? Should be a list. Okay, perfect. So we want the account module, I assume. Then we're gonna see if what we need, and let me verify, because there are some fields that I might be missing. Author and the website and category. Yes, let's put these ones, and then we don't need much more. Just say author, EMI. I will not put any license, just because it's just for us to test. Close, and init from all. I like to start from something simple and then elaborate. So for now we just want the module to be installable, and I think it should be installable. Alright, so let's see. Invalid module's name, invoice analysis, amount residual. Okay, is it because of the manifest? Is it because the init? Is it because my Odoo RC doesn't have? Yes, the issue is my Odoo RC didn't have the this folder in the advanced path, so I just add it and then I restart, and this should work. This is configuration that you can find in GitHub Odoo Insider, and you can find my VS Code template, and yeah, you will find that this is the structure that I use for all of my projects. Let's see, load the module. So the module now has been loaded, and if I go in the interface, so I go in applications. Okay, Odoo session has been, let's close everything. Adil is asking, can I host Odoo on Windows Server? Yes, you can. You just have to either use the WSL, or you can still run Odoo on Windows, because you just need a PostgreSQL database on this, so something that you can connect to, and Python, and then it works. I think that on Windows, at least some time ago, we used to have a limitation, because you could only use one thread, or there was some limitations related to Python. I don't remember, it was a long time ago. So the usual suggestion that we give is to use Ubuntu, or in any case any type of flavor of Linux that makes it easier for you to install Odoo. But you can absolutely use Windows if you want to, but probably it will not be as performant as on Linux. Alright, so I have I was looking for invoice analysis amount residual, so not this one, this one. Okay, the module has been imported, so now let's swap from init to RunDB. I don't remember if RunDB is what I want to do. Yes, I have the update, so that's what I want to do. Alright, so I will already move forward, so I will say from .import models, base definition, in the init inside models, I will do from .import invoice analysis. this is, but then we also have to check if what is the name of the invoice analysis. Invoice, well, so this is a good point because I don't know exactly the name of I hope this one will be considered valid. Yes, okay. Because what I don't remember is the name of the model that is being used here. So account invoice report. Oops, sorry, maybe you heard lots of noise now. You can see that this is a model that is based on a query. So probably either it has auto false, it defines a table query, which is something that is pretty useful because it can be used in well, in Odoo. I need to find where see report property table query. Yes, actually it's like this. The table query is something that exists in the base module. SQL expression of the table's content, optional. Before version 19 or 18, what we used to do is to create views, so SQL views inside the init function. Nowadays we can use the table query instead. Doesn't change much from, let's say, way of expressing it point of view. So nothing crazy. While yeah, that's it. That's the, I would say, the main difference. If you think about it as a black box, you don't have a SQL view, but the rest, like the interaction that you have with the model, is the same. Actually, with the table query, you could access, because this is performed every time I refresh. So I could inject some values. For example, I have like I have the context, so I could use a little bit more a new, I don't know, new information like the dates of today or something like that to filter in real time. So it's a little bit more powerful actually, and flexible than what we had before. But see, so this is a query that is being executed, and what we can do is very explicitly add to the select the field amount residual. As this is a report made on account move lines and probably account move and something else, well, all of these, we need to understand which amount residual to take, because there's I will gonna do it in two ways. So first of all, I needed this one just to find the name of the model, and that was account invoice report. So here I have to create a new account invoice report.py. I put it here, models. This will become an inherit. Okay, invoice analysis, and then I have to create two fields. One, I will call it amount residual move fields dot. Let's see what type of field. Amount residual equal fields should be, it's a monetary. Okay, it's a monetary, and probably in yeah, same for the account move. Because I suppose that there would be a currency, so we'll just, let's put it simply, and then amount residual line. So if I do that, I will have the two new fields created. Actually, not really, because I didn't import the account invoice report. So let's see if this is sound. It's not super efficient, but okay, now we don't have a currency, so that makes sense. I would say field account. Wait, I didn't see it. There was an error. During the handling, registry, probably we're missing. Field account invoice amount received will move with a non-currency field none. Okay, so we need to explicitly give the name of the currency. So we say currency. I don't remember what I need to write, but it's probably like a currency ID or something similar. Currency field company currency ID, which is the same as the account move line. Currency field and same here. Let me restart and that should fix the issue, because the inherit, that's also an issue. Yes, that was probably the main issue that I was having. So now if I go in the invoice analysis, I should be able to add the amount residual line and the amount residual move. But when I click on it, you can see that I cannot actually fetch it from the database. Why? Because the field doesn't exist. Because when all the fields defined on the model need to have a match with the query defining the select. So if I do this one and I say okay, API model, then I need to also get this part. Return, well, let's say select super equal super select, and then return select super, and I will put a breakpoint there because I have to check with the select with a SQL object, a SQL Odoo object, how to well, concatenate to. I think I just need to wrap it and do something like SQL. Let's see. I don't know if it's join. Well, we can try to explore. SQL. Let me try to do SQL amount. We need to find what fields we want, and we said that we want the line ID, line amount residual as amount residual move line, and then line I think it's called move, because then we need the field from the move, amount residual as amount residual move, and then we actually have to do something like this, select super, and maybe let's split it so that it's a little bit more readable. So basically I'm just doing some, if you want to put it simply, I'm creating I'm concatenating two strings, but I'm using the SQL object because that should help us prevent any SQL injection. So yeah, let's see, the syntax should be okay, because I think we also went from there and it didn't have any issue. Amount residual, okay, good. Amount residual move. So actually you see the two works, and amount residual line is actually empty. I wonder why. Amount residual line, amount residual move, amount residual line. I cannot. Okay, now I can see amount residual line, it's always 0, amount residual move is always bigger than 0. So what we can do is try to understand what's going on. Odoo Insider, select amount residual from account move line. Actually, we should have something. Parent state and move ID. So for example, if I go in the invoice 2021, 21, I should have something. Yeah, but this is a bank transfer, so not really what I want, and probably that's been excluded directly. Order by move ID. Let's go with the one with ID 1. So this is being posted. Okay, I assume that the issue is that the invoice report is excluding yes, is excluding the journal items. So this part, these are the lines that actually have the amount residual, but we have an issue because as the report is done at the account move line level, if I take the amount residual of the move, I'm basically multiplying it by every move that I have. So actually this is not the right thing. I should either if I want to have it the precise amount, I need to get the amount residual from the move, but the amount residual is on the receivable line and not on the how's it called, the on the product sale line. So because it will be this one. So we saw here 31,750. That's this one, but actually in the report I don't have it because I only have product line. So well, what I have on the left. So what I should do is actually either remove the filter or yes, I need to remove the filter, or maybe I can create my own report, which is also an option. I will just do the easier one, but that means that probably the report is broken because probably there is some logic that is being implemented that well, that kind of forces or that expects the lines to be only product lines, most definitely. So probably I should actually create a new report instead, but let's do like this. Actually we are doing kind of the parallel of what we had, but I will not refresh. This is what we had before, and now after that this is what I have after. And probably if I look for the amount residual line, now I have stuff, and I can see what I have to pay or what I have to receive. That's it. This is how you add the amount residual. There's some points because actually we should create a new model, so we can also try to do it now. Instead of doing account invoice report, it will be account invoice report residual, where we change the where. So that's basically it, and then I need to add a view for that, and that's as simple as that. And you get the amount residual in the invoice analysis. Actually you would have also to create a menu and put it here so that you can actually see it, but that's the way to do it. And important point is, as we are doing the analysis at the line level, I cannot simply get the amount residual from the move because that would be broken. Another way that would probably be simpler, and I let me install the, I want the sale management. Here it is. Oh, my mouse fell down. Alright, so this is done. So what I was proposing is in the journal items, if you go in the list view, well, in the pivot view, and then you should have the residual amount there. So there's not even a reason to have it in the invoice analysis, to be honest, because you already have it here and it's already filtered out, and you can do some proper lines. Yeah, and you see this is done. Actually, this is much better. Just go in the journal items menu and go in the pivot mode and extract the residual amount. So this question is done. Let me also delete it here, and then also delete it from amount residual. There was a question. We have a pad with some of the question, but I cannot edit it. Okay, done. Next question. I don't know if we have other things here. No. Then we have some other old questions. One from Dawood Akhtar. I've noticed something in Odoo 16 regarding access rights. If a user A has access to a scheduled action and shares its URL with user B, user B can still open and view the scheduled action, even though they don't have permission to access it through the interface. Is this an unexpected behavior, or should users without the appropriate access right be prevented from viewing a scheduled action even if they have its direct URL? So what you're mentioning is actually the how Odoo behaves. Maybe there's a misunderstanding between what you can see, what you can access through the menus, and what you could actually theoretically see. Because let's do a simple example. If I'm not in developer mode, I am restricted to the menus that I can access. So I cannot see the server actions. So I couldn't find the server actions or schedule action or automation rule. I cannot find them. Let me also install it, automation. Piece automation, so that they are actually installed. Yet I have access to them because indirectly through working and navigating through the interface, I'm always accessing the interfaces, the models that I don't have direct access to through the interface unknowingly. The difference between me not being able to access the menu through the interface and a user that don't have access to it is that if for some reason the user that don't have access right to it ends up touching the model through some business code or something like that, they will be prompted with an access error. We can do a test. Users. So now you see I activated the developer mode and I have access to more fields, more menus. I will create a new one and I will call it limited user limited, and then let's say that they are not a serious admin. They can only access their own document. They don't have any admin rights. Quotation templates, no technical features. Oh well, maybe do have it. Let's say, yeah, that's it. Let's set a password. The password will be limited. I will go in here and go limited. So now I'm logged in as this person. I can also put the debug mode so that we can see, okay, they could see a little bit more, but they don't have much. Let's try now to share the server action. They don't have access to it because they need to be admins. I'm thinking maybe, is it the schedule action maybe? They don't have access to it. So I'm thinking what could be the issue, to be honest. But I would say that there might be some the only one that comes to my mind is if you have something related to the website. Let me solve the website sale, and maybe there's a token connected to the server action, you might be able to access it, but that's kind of on purpose if there's a token. But by default, if users don't have access to the server action model, they will not be able to do it. In your case, it's either there's a token linked to the server action that allows them to access the server action through the token, or more simply, the users actually have access to the server action, but they don't have access to the menu. And that means that they can easily, let me do another example. Customers, this is it. Skip and start from scratch. Let's see, this one might have given me more access, right? Yes, but I want to remove it. Users limited. I want it to be website. He doesn't have access to the website, but as he is a salesperson, let's restrict it even more. So now the access is very, very limited. I don't even have access to, well, partners. I don't have access to the contacts, but if I receive a URL, I do have access to it. And that makes sense. I cannot send a message, I can just see and not do basically anything on it. But as my access right on my user, so if I go there and check the access right and I look for REST partner, I do have it on the contact, and I can also see that this is given me by the fact that I am an internal user. With that, I am able to access the contacts, not directly, but through the URL, yes. And that's how Odoo works. And because in any case, security should never be done through obfuscation, so it doesn't matter. Like if you have the URL and you didn't have a record rule that prevents you from seeing that specific record, so I could create a record rule just for this guy that says you cannot read the contacts REST partner. You cannot read the REST partner if the ID is different than whatever. Then they will not be able to see it. But right now they can see it. Probably I can also, for example, if I go there, customers, I create a new customer, but in my US company, test Amy, and there should be a company field, unless they removed it. Company D, no, company visible to all, they say only to my US company. Now I don't have access to it because this contact is related to another company that I don't have access to, because you see here I only have your company, but this one is for my US company. So Akhtar, I think that maybe it's just a misunderstanding on how record rules and access right work. Things have been changed in version 20. So, and we're gonna see after the Odoo experience or after the local Odoo experiences, but that's how they work. If you have access to the model, if you have the URL, you can look it up. I delete the question. Okay, there is a bunch of questions. Can Odoo be hosted using containers? Yes, absolutely. They can. You can. There's actually. Let me close. No, not this one. Do I have an incognito window? Yes. Odoo Docker file. Yes, there's a Docker file that is used to host. To also do as a Docker container. So there's an image that you can download and run it locally. There's also the documentation. So absolutely, Odoo can be hosted using containers. So thanks, David, for the question. And it's good reminder, because not everyone might know that we have a Docker file that you can access either through github.com/odoo/docker or through the Docker repository. Then the question from Laura Galissier. I have a question regarding electronic invoicing in France. We are considering how the three-way match will work. We are in Odoo 17. When we receive an electronic invoice from the supplier, it will already contain lines with price and product. However, if we want to match the purchase order to receive it, we will probably have different articles, so the match could be tedious. Do you have more information about how this is supposed to work? Thank you. I personally don't, but I think we can put this question in the pad. And if you come, I don't remember if next week or the week after, there will be an episode of Odoo Insider in French, done by my colleague Antoine Rousseau, that is now in the office in Lyon, where he will talk about it. As this is like a localization and it's difficult for me to replicate that, I think that question is good for him. So this question is to be added to the pad. Thanks for the question, because it's I think that the electronic invoicing in France especially, it's a very hot topic now that we have the office in France. Like, it has been open for like 3 months, so very recently. Then Michelle, a question from Michelle: could you advise how to remove the address field from a label template? I need to understand the question a little bit more. So let me see if I go in the delivery. Inventory stock. Okay, let me activate that. I really need to understand, is it like the product label? I guess not, because then you don't have the any address. Are you referring to the label that you can print from the inventory? So if I go in operation, deliveries, I hope I have the modules installed, and this one is in ready, print labels. Yes, let's see. Oh, I didn't know I had a debugger. You know what? I don't think I have cannot import this. Yes, I don't have WHTML to PDF, but we can try to see it on the ROM, but so I cannot print it locally. I could do it through the HTML view, and that would be easier for testing. But in the meantime, let's make it simple and deliver inventory. Delivery order, ready, print labels, right? Yes. Let's see if the addressing is in there. Wait, let me download it again. Print. Shipping label, maybe. Okay, I don't have it. I don't have the IoT. It's a little bit difficult to maybe this one. Nope, doesn't exist. Let's try here. If, come on. Yeah, I don't have the delivery. Could it be in the shipping documents, shipping labels? Maybe it's in the shipping labels. Let's try to unlink it. Reports, shipping labels, and then it's really connected to the IoT, so probably we cannot really make it work simply. But we have the view. And can I do it like this? I'm trying to be a little bit cheeky with this one and bypass the UI just to see what we can do. View name, view type. This will be a QWeb. Oh well, it's easier if I go from there and just create a new report. New blank. Okay, now there should be a new custom group created by, because I created it. And then but this might be really heavily customized, so maybe we are not able to do it. Template ID. Template ID. Yes, no, we cannot really do it in my setup. I cannot do it, but I assume that if we can try to investigate a little bit more, because these are passed on, and I don't know if this is the report. Maybe you update it. No. Okay, Studio. Yeah, the problem is that they are completely empty, so you cannot do much with them because they are empty. Maybe the action can tell me more. Obviously I messed it up, so no, there's not much to see, to be honest. So no, we cannot. I cannot do it now. But probably, unless you are referring to a specific template. If you tell me what template, what label you're printing that you want to change, I can try to look it up. But so far in the Runbot, I cannot do it because this one requires the IoT, and I don't have it. Good question from Jax United. 100% of our custom code was written with AI. With AI assistance. What would you audit first in that situation? And are there Odoo specific patterns where AI generated code typically goes wrong? Plus, if I can you scroll down a little bit? Yeah. Sorry, thank you. Because there is something. If I publish my modules on the Odoo apps, are there any fees or maintenance costs on my side? So let's answer the easy question first. Apps Odoo, I think that's the name. If you go there, and there's a frequently asked question, and if you are a maintainer, is it possible to set your? It is possible to set your own module on Odoo on our apps platform. You can start selling your modules very easily by adding a price and a concurrency keys in your module manifest. We require that the module sold on our apps platform is the lowest price on the web, have a proper description complete with screenshot. Then there's some guides. How much should I sell my module for? How to set up an icon. Yeah. Stealing data from users, module didn't download code in any form. Modules, so there is some requirements. Then you get paid like this one. Does Odoo take a commission? Yes, Odoo takes 30% commission on all sales on Odoo apps and 25% commission on each app purchase transaction. Vendor guidelines. You just if you need to read this one, and data user protection, redeeming your sale, scoring of apps, additional rules, enforcement. Yeah, there are the rules that you have to follow, but fees or maintenance cost. Well, maintenance cost in a way for you, if someone opens an issue on your application, I don't think you are really required legally to do that, but I think it's a good practice to do that, to fix the issue that users might encounter. And if the fees that you have are the fees when the application is sold. So it's written here, 30% goes to Odoo, and then you can claim your what is due to you by doing what it's written here. How do I get paid? You have to follow this rule. And then custom code was written with AI. What are the pitfalls of AI? I think that it depends on how you prompted it. I sometimes do create some modules with Claude, and I would say that if you set up your environment, let's say properly, in the sense that you set it up in a way that Claude has access to both Odoo and enterprise code. So I will, for example, let me have it up and running. So I do have it. So for example, I run Claude in how you say, I'm surprised that I can see. Wait. Oh yes, makes sense. So I run Claude in a sandbox, so it cannot access executable and stuff. Trust me, I have more folders, but it cannot access that, and it has access only to PostgreSQL, and basically that's it. It's kind of limited in what it can access, because we don't want to wreak havoc in my system. It only has access to the Python virtual environment so that it can start Odoo properly. But yeah, and now I don't have a CloudMD file, but if I could try to create it, or I can ask it to create. Let's try to prompt it a little bit, but create a CloudMD file. You should be able to run Odoo Bean through using the Python from the virtual environment you're in. Check the code styling of the repo and check in VS Code for the configuration that should be used, plus Odoo RC. I don't remember how I called it. Odoo RC, I don't know if that's it's whatever. Odoo RC at the root of. So basically, if I you should know that you have the community and enterprise folders in the parent directory of the repo. So this is just a way. I actually have a template with Claude, but I have some data that I cannot share. It's just like the name of the customer I'm working for, and I don't want to show it now. But in any case, if I create a CloudMD file, let it run for a little while. It has Claude can through CloudMD, so I'm kind of directing it to be able to find the source code of Odoo. You generally have proper code if you write it down yourself. There's some maybe anti-patterns, because I see that in general Claude, or they're not anti-patterns, but they are uncommon. It tends to create variables at the start of the file, which is a little bit unusual. Odoo, running Odoo bin, so far it's pretty good. Let's see. So this is pretty good. So now it should be able to do a little bit more. It was actually pretty fast. Yes. Yes, exactly, more or less what I wanted. It's not maybe super specific, but at least it knows where to find stuff. So now I can close, and then I can run it again. And with that one, I can ask it to do, for example, let's take the account invoice report. I don't know why I cannot find it. It doesn't suggest. Invoice analysis. That's why. Create a new model instead of rewriting, overriding the standard analysis. Plus create menus and views for the report. Add them below the standard menu. I would say that in general, it can write code in a okay way. Things that I would be careful with is like obviously security. It's more or less a black box, at least as far as I know. Like we can guide it. We can reasonably be sure that what we get is okay. I did a session some months ago where I said like we can use AI. According to me, there's some moral issues that we could go through, usage of water and whatever. Quality-wise, it can be good, but you know, it depends on who kind of is guiding it. If you are not a developer, it's more easy for you to maybe miss something that Claude might be doing wrong. So I wouldn't trust it 100% to write all the code and everything that you need. What is it doing? I don't know. It's doing something that I. Yes, it's doing something. Okay. So it's doing it. It took my base and it did it. Probably if we check now the code. Yeah, this one is not something that I wanted to do. So you see, like maybe the anti-pattern is that it generates lots of code. Like in this case, it's too much. It really did create too much, because it could have simply made it simpler. It didn't need to do all of that. And yeah, this is a very common issue, because instead of doing whatever it's doing, it could have done name and then inherit the standard one. Can you instead inherit the standard invoice analysis? Or why didn't you do it? Probably there is some reasons for it, but I don't think that this is proper, because it just made it much too many lines of code that you have to maintain. See, like sometimes it doesn't understand. You can use name and inherit for that. So in this case, it did something that is not blatantly wrong. It could still be seen as a completely different report, but that's not what I wanted it to do. It's a different report, okay. It's for, and it actually kind of makes sense in a way, because there's no product, but still, like it went on a different way. So this is a little bit better, but according to me. But yeah, it's you need to guide it, because what it tends to do is write more code than needed. And again, this one might have had good reasons to create a new model, but that's not what I wanted it to do. Whatever. So I would be careful with that. Is Portal user free? Yes, they are. They are free. They are not included in the subscription, and so you can have as many Portal users as you want. Nothing is creating new upsells for the Portal users. Because they have very limited access to Odoo. There are some constraints in what the Portal users can do. So even if you create your own module, you might be breaching the enterprise license agreement if you let the Portal users do more than what they're supposed to do. But yeah, they are not paid. Then GX United, today run cloud code locally, commit to dev and promote to production. I'd like to understand what this built-in option actually gives me and whether I replace or complement my current workflow. I use Fable model for security analysis. Yes, so the flow is more or less the same. What we do is instead we most of the time use Odoo SH, so we commit, we push to a dev branch, do some functional testing, promote the code to staging, and then to perform tests in staging as well with real data, and then to production. So it's just I think that's what you meant with your workflow. I use Fable model for security analysis. It could be an overkill because Fable is a very expensive model, so it depends on what you're doing. If you are doing, let's say, simple changes like the one that I'm doing, probably there's no reason for you to use Fable. Sonnet, even Haiku can do that, can perform a proper development with like a fraction of the cost. And yeah, but the workflow seems pretty sound to me. It's what I would do myself, and what makes sense to do. So yes, absolutely. Security analysis. If you are not an expert, I'm not an expert myself in what I know about security. So that's why I rely on my colleagues that know a little bit more. But yeah, I think you can find some easily missed points, but I wouldn't 100% rely on that, especially if you, for example, you're creating a new authentication system. It's something that you need to be careful with. So it's a good starting point. It probably helps with a good part, but like understanding it yourself, it's still better. But yeah, but the process itself is good. That's what I do when I have to create a new module, and I either don't have much time, or maybe I have a specification that is well written and could be used for that. Other question from Nathnail. Nathnail. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. This could be potentially a question for my functional colleagues, but I will try to see. Does a negative forecasted quantity prevent Odoo from reserving stock during check availability? In Odoo community, when clicking the check availability button on a transfer or repair order, the expected behavior is that available items are reserved and added under the detailed operations. Currently, the product has 8 units on hand, but the forecasted quantity is minus 27. When the user clicks on check availability, no items are reserved or added under detailed operation. Does the negative forecast stock prevent the check availability mechanism from reserving the physically available on-hand stock? We can check how the check availability work so that we can answer it. Please, if you are here, try to see if what I'm doing is what you expect me to do. Oh, sorry. Oh, Jesus. I want to go back. So let me go in products. I want to create a new product. Amy product and product. track inventory, and let's start with 0. It will be difficult to do a forecast of a negative forecast. I will try to do it. So I will say that. Okay. Oh no. Let me switch to the Belgian one because I want to make it a little bit simpler. Confirm. Okay. So now I have 0, and I update quantity. I want to say that for my product I have 1. Then let me create a sale where I sell to Acme Corporation my product, Amy product, quantity of 1, confirm it's been delivered. So now it's ready, it's available. And now I need to do something similar. I will duplicate it, and I think I will say 20, and there should be somewhere the shipping policy delivery date. Let's say 1st of September, and maybe we confirm delivery is now not available. So far so good, because I had 0. I don't know if I can replicate it, but now I have 1 on hand. Does it make sense that I have 1? Yes, because I haven't completed it yet, but it's kind of been reserved. I think it's a little bit difficult to really replicate the flow, because I might be missing something. But now let's say that I want to say that instead of 1 I have 3. So now I have 3, but the forecast is 10. So now actually this has been reserved, but now I want to duplicate. I want to get 2 because these are the one that I have available. Confirm. I don't know what happened. Yes, it's not available. Check availability. It's not available. So I need to set this one to 0, I guess. And then I think I can check and do check availability. Yeah, no, but I think because it has been reserved by something in the future, I don't know if the flow is right. If you tell me what I'm doing, I can try to replicate, and then we can see what is being performed. Because if we do the check availability, there's an action assign. We can try to see what operation is being performed and what is being considered as part of the assignation. So action assign in stock move is considered reserved once the sum of reserve quantity for its move is equal to its product quantity. If it less, the stock move is considered as partially available. So yeah, I think it's I didn't do the flow right. Probably my configuration is completely wrong. Michelle Strom, hi Michelle. Hi Emanuele, do you have any skill installed in Cloud Code? Which of those skills do you recommend using with Cloud Code? I think you're asking to the wrong person, because I am not a heavy user of Cloud, or I'm not like a power user. So far I don't use anything. I just use Cloud MD, and for what I need, that's perfectly fine. I don't have any specific need to have a new skill, to be honest. I have colleagues that are way more involved in using Cloud, and if that might be interesting for you, on the 17th of September, let me see, 17th of September, it should be a Thursday. Yes, on the 17th of September, I have my colleague Armin and my colleague Andre that will do a presentation about Odoo and AI for development, and in general, like some of the new features. And my colleague Armin is a developer, and he might know a little bit more about the skills that you can install and what are the useful ones. For my workflow, I don't need them. I don't use them. I have to develop new modules, but most of the time, like I arrive to use. When I go into the terminal, I use Claude. I am at the level where I can simply say, "Hey, this is what I have to do it." Or if I need to do like a quick check, like this is my issue, can you help me debug it? But I don't use a specific Odoo skills. Do you have one installed? Or because maybe if you tell me what you have, if you have maybe something easy that we can verify, I can try to have a look if it would make sense for me to have it. But so far, my main issue is that I didn't find the use case, or I didn't look for the proper use case to have some specific skills in Cloud Code for Odoo. I do have some skills installed in my own subscription of Cloud Code for my own personal projects, where like the usual, like to force Claude to plan a little bit more, to review the plan, and to dispatch to multiple agents and whatnot. These are things that I do have, but I don't use them for Odoo development. For that, I keep it as lean as possible, also because let's say our internal policy is that we have to use sandboxes, and maybe some skills require some features that will break our sandbox or not compatible with our sandboxes. So I personally don't use it, and I don't see the reason for my use case. So if you do have one, help me, because I'm curious. I'm always curious to see what features I can use and what features what I can use to be more efficient. Again, efficient in the sense that I have a team in Odoo, and whatever I can do to be more available for them is the right tool for me. So if something can help me develop a little bit quicker, why not? I would be happy. Then from UJJWAL, is it a local CRM or cloud-based? Is it already hosted on cloud and offered to customer, or we can host it? Yes. So first of all, Odoo.com. Odoo is, I don't know if we have it written somewhere. There should be something there. Well, first of all, it's open source, in the sense that you can have, and I need to open some pages. It's open source, and you can host it yourself, meaning that there's a community version. So there's a repository called github.com/odoo/odoo. The license is LGPL, and you can deploy it yourself. In the community edition, you have different modules, and you do have the CRM module. Odoo is not a CRM in the sense that it's an ERP, so it has CRM functionalities. It can be used as a CRM, but it can also do a little bit more than that, and the community version does that. Then we have some add-ons that you need to pay for, that are the enterprise ones. So if I go here, switch to enterprise, this is just another. I'm not logged in, I cannot check it, but there's another repository which is called enterprise, where you have the enterprise modules that add some features on top of the community one. And then also there's the Odoo OCA, the Odoo Community Association, that is a community of volunteers that work a lot to make the Odoo community version more usable for enterprise flows, because maybe the what we have in the community version of Odoo might not be the full-fledged accounting that someone in in a country might need, so the OCA develops more features for that. You can host it yourself? Yes, there's you can be hosted by us on in our platform as a service, so Odoo SH, or on Odoo Online, which is let's say you're completely you're on a SaaS, so software as a service. I hope I said it right. You can absolutely be hosted by us. You can be hosted by other partners that specialize in hosting solutions for you. Even for the community, I think. So there's different way to be hosted by either Odoo, by one of our partners, because we have our network of partners that do a lot, or official or unofficial partners. You have freedom. You can go now on GitHub, clone the repository, or go on odoo.com, download the community one or the enterprise one, and start working with that. If you have need the enterprise one, you need a license and you need to buy it from us. But otherwise, you can just download the community version and try to have a look. If you want to, there's a demo.odoo.com, or you can start a trial for the on odoo.com/trial. This one I always have the issue. Yeah, it doesn't work, but there's also a demo.odoo.com page that if it doesn't work, I will show it to you from my. Yeah, it doesn't. I have issue. This might have been broken by someone. Okay, here it is. There's a demo.odoo.com, which is a small page that you can use to explore what Odoo can do. So you can go there and see this is the CRM of Odoo, what you can do, how does it work, and to get a feeling of the software. And then you should know that you can the software that you see now, you can host it yourself if you want to, or be hosted by us. It's there's no like lock-in in what you can do with Odoo. It's not like if you start in our hosting, you cannot move in to somewhere else or on your own premise. And I hope that answered your question. Then there's a question from Alberto Siufia. I cannot read it. It's a little bit too small. So, Alberto, I'm sorry if I cannot read your surname. Hi, Emanuele. I'm a beginner in Odoo 19. Do you have any suggestion how to manage very long bill of materials with internal operation and also external sub furniture? What I suggest, because I saw it with a colleague of mine, and I imagine, Alberto, that you're Italian. Ciao, Alberto. With a colleague of mine recently, we had a case where one of our customer had very, very long bill of materials, like 1,000 something lines, and that was very slow. So if you can split the bill of materials, that's better. But I don't have particular suggestion for that. We might have Odoo Insider sessions maybe for MRP, but so far my suggestion is like a person that doesn't know a lot. I'm a developer, so I am first and foremost, I'm a developer. I write code. I know a little bit of the functionalities of Odoo, but I am mostly a developer. But what I know, what I can see is that if your bill of material is very long, some stuff might take long to be performed. So my suggestion would be split the bill of material in as many sub-BOMs as you can. So for each component, maybe if a component needs to be manufactured I know that some people might put everything in the parent one. For some reason there was this customer was doing it. So if you can avoid that, that's great. But that's it. My suggestion is keep it to the bare minimum, and if you cannot, you cannot. For the subcontracting and all this is, I think, is a very typical Italian flow where you have a third party that perform some operation on your component and then ship it back to you. I have no real suggestion for that. I am not an expert. I don't want to give you the wrong solution, so I will not say anything about that. So we have Emmanuel Guben. We have been so Alberto, if you have maybe a precise scenario, I would like to help you. It's difficult with some abstract concepts for me sometimes because I would like to see it. Emmanuel Guben is asking, we have been using Odoo 14 for a long time and we are now working on customizing Odoo 19. One of the biggest challenges we are facing is migrating our data from Odoo 14 to Odoo 19. Based on your experience, what approach or best practice would you recommend to handling the data migration? First of all, you are on Odoo 14 Enterprise or Community, and that's also that ties maybe to the question that UJJWAL had, is that if the main advantage if you have Odoo Enterprise is being able to use the tool upgrade.odoo.com, because this is what I would use to migrate the data, and also at least the Odoo data. Because if you have to migrate the data yourself, that will take a long time. And then I have a question for you, Emmanuel. Are you exporting the data and migrating them to 19, like through import exports, or do you want to migrate the real database? If it's the second one, use the upgrade.odoo.com. If you're on the OCA, there's a open upgrade, which is somehow a similar tool that is that you can use to upgrade. But if you have enterprise modules, well, just use the upgrade.odoo.com. Because my first suggestion is use the external tools as much as you can, so that you don't have to fight with all the changes that happened. And then to migrate the data, if we are talking about your custom module that add fields and whatever, most of the time you don't have to do much. But from the way that you phrase the question, I would assume that you are migrating files from, or let's say you're migrating the content, the records, using some scripts from version 14 to version 19. Is that how you're doing it? Because if you can, my suggestion is use upgrade.odoo.com. If you cannot, because you're on the OCA and you have to deal with the upgrade of the data yourself, try to use the open upgrade. That should help you. And I don't know exactly how to use it, but there are documentation about that. I don't remember how, but you should be able to find it there. And these are my basic suggestions. Use the tools that exist, and then maybe it's more of, from a, let's say, project management point of view, set a proper timeline. Takes quite a bit of time to migrate. And it takes quite a bit of time to migrate from an old version to something new when you have such a big gap. Especially between Odoo 14 and 19, there's 5 versions, but there have been many changes that maybe we will not have between Odoo 16 and 21. For example, the core of the front end it has been using OWL for quite a bit of time, but it uses OWL. So if you have JavaScript in your code base, you will take some time to migrate that. I had a customer on version 14, and I remember when we were developing, Odoo 16 was already out. So on purpose, I used the OWL translation layer. I don't remember the name that we used, but there was a component layer. There was a period of time where you could use OWL in version 14 by wrapping it with a layer that would make the code work with the O widget system. Oh yeah, this has been one change. Odoo 16 brought many changes in accounting. So probably your customer is using accounting. Analytic accounting has been revamped. So there have been many changes for which the migration of the data will be difficult if you do it yourself. So try to use the upgrade platform if you have an enterprise license. That are very difficult to do yourself. Especially from 14 to 19, because again, many things change. If you were using subscriptions, completely revamped in 15 or 16, so on and so forth. So be careful, the change is big. Be careful with the timeline. So these are my main suggestions. Then if you want to do it by exporting and importing data from one system to the other, in some cases, if you are maybe coming from Odoo 11, 9 and you want to migrate, it might be easier to do it with import export or files. If you can afford it, maybe you could also keep 14 as a database that you can use to as a source of a data warehouse to do reporting, but then maybe you can also start from scratch on Odoo 19. If you have lots of custom code, the upgrade is the right moment to take your time, check what you did, in the sense that check if it makes sense to exist in 19, check if it makes sense to simplify it, check if your customer, or if you're using it yourself, if you can take some of the custom code out, and then the next upgrade will be easier and easier. If you try to limit it, and you might need to get a little bit of experience with that, but this is it. I didn't do many upgrades because my team doesn't do that many upgrades. I did some for some customers that for which I did like most of the developments. I wanted to take care of the upgrade myself because I really cared about what was the outcome of the upgrade and the timeline of the upgrade, and I also wanted to understand how the upgrades work. And I did one from 14 to 17, and another one from 16 to 18, and another one from 14 to 16 a long time ago. So I did many, I did some. And the common point is like during the upgrade, I took some time, check the code, check with my customer, try to understand if the code makes sense, and then tackle it properly. For the migration of the data though, as I always use the upgrade of Odoo.com, try to use that. Just because you send it a PostgreSQL database and you receive a PostgreSQL database that works on the standard module of the target version, that makes it much easier for you, trust me. So if you can do that. If you're not in Odoo Enterprise, go with the OCA solution, and if you need to do import export, set a proper timeline. It will take long. I will not lie to you, it will take long to match the old data with the new data. So yeah. Then I have a question from Ratna Kumar Ramdas. Can you confirm whether Odoo string localization is fully functional for payroll processing for STP lodgement and superstring compliant? I can check. Odoo Australian payroll, because okay, this is it. This is my what I can confirm is only through the documentation, because I wouldn't, especially for things that are as sensitive, I rely on the documentation. The documentation says The Australian payroll localization covers salary computation for employees, including both employee and employer payroll taxes. It accounts for all local and national regulations because we have an Australian office. So maybe you can also get in contact with them if you want to. Also, what they suggest. It is not recommended for company to use the payroll app for the following business flows: income stream, types, foreign employment income, tax treatment, death benefits reporting, allowance subject to a varied rate of withholding, all of that. So you said, STP. Australian payroll with API provides STP and superstring compliance via the Super Choice API with ATO approved security controls, including MFA, session timeouts, and audit logging. So given what's written there and given your question, seems like it works, and you can have a look there, and you can follow it, and it should be good. That's what we have written down in the documentation. Probably the payroll is an enterprise module, so you need the enterprise version. This is for version 19. If you go, there has been like a heavy focus on payroll in the current version, so probably there have been changes, and and I know that the Hong Kong office will have soon. They're already working a lot on the localization of all the, let's say, and this is such a Western thing that I'm gonna say, from the eastern part of the world is taken care of by Hong Kong. It's eastern because that's where I am, but I mean, could be Western if you're from the US, but stupid comment that I'm saying, but yeah. But we have an office in Hong Kong, and we have an office in Indonesia, we have an office in Australia, and we have developers taking care of the localizations there. So it will be better and better. And according to what we have in the documentation, it is possible to do that, and it will be better. I know personally someone that will go in Hong Kong to work on payroll localization and in general HR localization in December, so it will be even better. But so far, it should already be good compared to what you asked. All right, Michelle sent me some. I haven't tested it, but there are 4 Cloud Odoo plugins. Odoo Development, Odoo DUODBA Dev, SQL Light Code Indexer for DUODBA. I don't know what that is. Can I, if I look it up, is it safe for work? I will look it up somewhere else, and then you. Sorry, I'm checking. Docker Odoo base. Okay, Docker Odoo base. Odoo query read only XML RPC. Odoo token killer. Rust proxy that cuts token. So I know that some colleagues are using some I don't remember. There's we're using a tool to reduce the token. That's something that I could potentially use because I think it's pretty safe. The others I don't use them. Odoo development skill. I'm trying to Claude. Let's see. I don't know if this is the one. Is this the one? Then I'm also complexing one I've seen. Okay, let's see this one. Let's try to navigate. Curated collection. Odoo development. Oh, here they are. Odoo development, the one that you mentioned. Scaffold the new Odoo module, generate all components, Odoo review, Odoo security. Honestly, when I had to create components and I had to do it for a customer, just giving it a reference, it was able to do it. So again, I am not the best one. Let's see, commands and skills. accounting patterns, journal entries, create the journal entries. Yes, generally I feel like when with a little bit of search, and if I reference a file or whatever, I can get it done. I don't know if this would make my life easier. Action patterns, agent API reference. Yeah, because I usually start agent quick reference card. Okay, that's cool. But when I use, yeah, I usually give it the current version. So API model create multi. Check company status. I think this is actually I think you could use model create multi in version 14, by the way. Check company, even this one don't use, they were available in version 14 and 15. So in this one, the SQL builder was existing in version 17. I feel like there's in 14 you could use OWL with the layer. I feel like this might be not, or at least it's okay, but it's interesting for sure. Get version, skill append, generate code, generate a new module. It seems pretty cool. I want to see the one for OWL, Odoo OWL components. This document covers all component concepts that are consistent across all Odoo versions. This might have been developed by an AI, probably an AI that developed its own components, services, client action. Yeah, it seems pretty cool. It has lots of patterns, but performance guide, minimize database query, batch operation, use store compute fields, index search fields, avoid pseudo loops, use SQL for bulk operations. That's actually wrong. That I don't feel like this is proper. Like, for example, you do performance. This is not true that this is an n+1, because the first time, because it's not aware of the prefetch mechanism of Odoo. So this is wrong. When you do you have multiple orders and you do order.partner_id, you don't only get the partner and the name of the partner of the first record in the loop, but you also get it for the first 1000, because there's a limit to the number of IDs. So it's actually not right. And doing the mapped prefetchable partners, you do it anyways. It doesn't make sense, to be honest. And actually you could use like the prefetch command instead to say what fields to fetch, so that it doesn't fetch others. But this is not proper, according to me. Yeah, this is true. This is true. This is true. Efficient searching, search count. Yeah. Maybe there are some that are a little bit naive, but it could be a good start. But I don't think it's super proper. Cupid once updated on dependencies change use when value rarely change, frequently read. Yes, but so far the things that I'm looking at, Cloud is pretty good at using it, or already like when I say okay, maybe check somewhere, checking the maybe in the end I kind of created the with my CloudMD file, I created some of the skills that I require, because I say like I didn't do it now, but like I say this is the structure of the module, whatever, like some other files that, but they are very simple because I don't need much. Odoo test patterns. Let's see. Common setup. Yeah, even these ones, it can kind of do it itself. Version knowledge. but still, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There are some things, if you are let's say completely unaware and you don't know the how to develop in Odoo, I think this is good because it doesn't say things that are completely wrong. And let's see if there are some. Say CRM pattern. But there are so many skills. Extending. Yeah, for example, this is not a pattern for me. It's something that I wouldn't use because I don't want to have the X underscore. I use them like this state. How to apply discounts. Yeah, there's lots of things there. I don't use it though. But I want to see the others. Reference for managing multiple Odoo instance, credential and profile for the Odoo query plugin. Okay, this is the one that can perform RPC query. I rarely have Claude perform searches. I maybe make it run Odoo bin shell, and yeah, that's it. But I don't use it for RPC calls. And if you are in Odoo bin shell, it's okay. Yeah, this one could be pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, thank you, Michelle, because I see that you posted the Open Upgrade URL, the link, so that you can use it. And how many sessions do I have open? Unfortunately, I cannot send it to you directly, but thanks a lot. You can find what Michelle sent are the links that I opened, and probably even more, because I mean, it's here almost every Thursday, and it's pretty active in writing messages down. And then there was maybe some other plugins that you sent, but I would say maybe I'm too old school for that, but I don't see the need for some skills yet. Maybe I will. And so far, the one that you sent, they are interesting. If I would say, if I was a business analyst or a functional person, and I had to develop things myself, and maybe I had to do like handle 20 million things at once, that's a good start, because the skill already give good patterns. In my experience with my setup, I never had issues where I had to kind of steer Claude in another direction, or I mean, sometimes it was completely wrong, yes, but it was completely wrong, so not even the skills would have helped, because the prompt that I gave was wrong to begin with. So yeah. Any further question, or are we good with the question? All right, let me see if there was any other older one from our pad. There was a question. This is functional, but I think it can be. It's from Baba Porti, I think from some time ago. How can I see my renting equipment ROI with how much I earn renting versus expenses and investment? I think that this one you can do it with the analytic accounting. I feel like this is the right usage for that. We can try to do it. Rental. Sale rental, and then we also activate the analytic accounting. We can try to set it up. I am not an expert, but we can try to do it. So settings, accounting, maybe it's the last thing that we do, also just to kind of try to hone my business analyst skills. I am not there's also margins. There could be. Okay. All right, so we have that. So let's say, do I have the purchase? Oh, I don't even have the purchase module. I probably will do something that doesn't make much sense, but we can try. Let's imagine that you're renting a tennis field. So I will also maybe use the repair app. Does it make sense that you use repair? Yes. Yo. Well, let's say who can give us some tennis field. This is something that I will use to rent. Well, does it make sense? But rental prices, period, 3 hours, euros, and then we say, you know what? It's gonna be 50 euros. And then actually, I didn't do the setup properly. Do I have the... Should I create an analytic account for this one? I don't know, but yeah, I could... Oh no, what am I doing? But yeah, so now we have the tennis field, validate, now we have one. We can try to... damn, I was supposed to set a price. Cancel. Return, close, well, one, return, validate, confirm, because I didn't set the draft. And then let's say that the price is quite expensive. 1 million euro might be too expensive, but validate. Okay, so now I do have rental, new rental order, customer, lights up, and let's say rental period from that day till that day, apply, save. Why disappeared the update rental prices? Yeah, I'm not configuring it correctly, but I'm pretty confident with the price list. I'm not using the right price list. Okay, confirm, pick up, validate, create invoice, regular invoice, activity currency of the invoice. Okay, I don't know what I did. So now I guess even from the rental application, maybe they already have a reporting. Rental tennis something. Measures, the amount, what, 400 euros per day, because we made it book for a long time, but we don't have the cost. But I'm confident that if you go maybe in the invoices, where is it, journal items, I could do it from here potentially. It's not maybe the, I don't know how you set it up, but if I check for product tennis, and I didn't purchase, where is the tennis upload bill? I don't have a bill, I just want to let me create a bill for that. New ready mat, 1 million euros. Bill date. Confirm. Purchase matching. And we need to match. What? Come on. I guess now it's okay, and now if I go there I should be able to see the balance. So, well, negative balance good, positive balance bad. So you kind of flipped in a way, but here I can see if at least in my configuration I see this is kind of maybe my ROI, but that is negative. I should maybe I can use others. No, they all don't make much sense, but if you check the balance, this one should be good. So if I have another rental, so I go there, take this one, duplicate, and maybe I say, you know what, the price will be €1,000,000, but for 1 day, super expensive. But confirm, create invoice, regular invoice, confirm. Yes, journal entry. Yes, I'm almost there because actually this is tax included, but you see what I mean. This is something that we could do, but because I did it in euros, but it should have been in dollars, so my bad. So if I create another one, or I simply change the, can I reset it to draft and I set the price to 2 millions or even 20 millions. You see now I got the I got kind of my ROI. If you want, not maybe the best way, but one way, if that's how you deal with that. If you have maybe I don't know how you handle the rental of your products. So I don't know if you have one product per rental products, or maybe one variant of a same product that you can, product template. But yeah, that's, you can kind of see it from the journal items. Analytic accounting could be good. I don't know if there's something else in the setup. If I can give you a suggestion when you ask a question, maybe you could add more, maybe a step to replicate. Some more details so that I can do exactly how you configured it, because now I'm taking so many assumptions that you might say, yeah, but this is not how my client work, and then my answer will not be good enough for you. And this is probably not good enough because I'm not a consultant. But I feel like if it was me and I was doing it this way, and I have one tennis court that I'm letting people play in, through the journal items, I should be able to find most of the information that I need. If I have a bill and a purchase, probably now if I also have a repair, and I need to create a new repair for my tennis field, well, I don't know if, because it's actually kind of confirm repair, and then, well, start repair and repair, whatever. But you can do something like that, and you should create journal entries that will impact the total balance for our tennis court. Is there any other question? I would say no. So it's 11:30. I guess it's time to close. Thanks a lot for the AMA. Well, Ask Me Anything and Q&A for today. I know that there will be a nice presentation on the 17th of September, so stay tuned. There will be another one, I think, 2 weeks before. I don't remember exactly when, but there is one from Antoine Rousseau that will talk about Odoo France in general and the French localization. So check that one out. And for me, as the next one will be held by Armin, and then I will be off for a bit of time, almost one month and a half. We're gonna see each other at probably end of November or December. In the meantime, well, good luck, and I hope that people that are in the chat will be able to come at the Odoo experience. Maybe if you see me around, we can have a chat for the people that are in the Benelux area. And then maybe you can also give us feedbacks on or give specific feedbacks to me on how to set the Odoo Insider tech sessions, so that is more maybe I tackle some arguments that you would like to see. So have a great day, have a good lunch, and for the people that are eating soon, and yeah, see you, bye bye.